Hello, my name is Lillian, and today I am using this argan oil on my face to set the base for my One Shot in Ciroc P Louise inspired. I don't even have any P Louise makeup, so I'm just gonna do the best that I can. But today I'm gonna be starting with doing a soap brow with this Kaida soap brow from Amazon and just pressing them flat against my head with a brush, and then quickly moving on with the NYX Bear With Me concealer in order to prep and prime the lid and define the bottom of the brow. Whew! Sorry, we're going fast here, people. No intro, nothing, just jumping right in. I'm now going to go ahead and set all of this and just make sure it is all blended out and prepared to be set with the powder for my shadow. Today for setting powder, I am using the RCMA Loose Translucent Powder and just going ahead and making sure that that concealer is not going to crease. For eyeshadow today, I'm using a color out of this ColourPop palette I created, and I'm going to go ahead and start with this super deep purpley shade. On a really small fluffy brush, I'm just going to go ahead and begin to put that on the first half of my inner portion of my eye, darkest color first, and then I'm going to continue to blend up with some lighter shades as I go along before moving on to this deep blue on the second half of the eye, and again with lighter shades blending it out on top. Now going in with an even lighter pink shade, I'm going to continue to expand and blow out those edges. You really want to make sure you're blending in that pink shade with the other colors below it and not just leaving it right on top. I'm then going in with this almond oil in order to cut my crease. Supposedly this oil makes the product basically melt away and it's going to give you one of the cleanest cut creases possible. Honestly, this was my first time trying this. I normally use the Vaseline, and I want to say that it really did make one of the cleanest cut creases I've ever seen on myself. I actually don't even own any P Louise products. I just ordered some, but I'm still waiting for them to come in, so I've been trying to practice her style of makeup while using the products that I currently have. So I'm using a Bo Bungles Pro Amazon face paint in order to lay the base. And honestly, I didn't go over it with shadow just because I was worried about changing the color of it, but I wish I did because later on you'll see that it just looks kind of opaque. So I should have gone over it with shadow, but I didn't. But that's, a lesson learned for next time. Using the same method as before, I'm going to go ahead and clean up that edge. So in her version, she has this section which has a deep ombre, but the paint that I have, honestly, I don't think it's good enough to create the effect like she has. So I went ahead and tried to remove the paint from that area, reconceal it, and see if I could try to create a similar effect. Obviously, it was not quite the same, seeing as I just used eyeshadow, but I still tried, and I know once I get the paints in, I will at least have a little bit of the technique. Starting at the bottom, I'm going to go ahead and try to build up a deep dark purple shade and eventually gradient it out to where it gets lighter at the end. I decided to go back over this with the paints in order to intensify it a little more, and it definitely helped a little, but I could tell that still I needed to go over it with shadow, at least the blue, because it just wasn't as intense as I wanted it to be. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm literally doing this with face paint, and I have no idea how she made it as crisp and perfect as she did. Like, she had to have used tape or something, like that's a straight line. I didn't. So, this is the best we're going with. For lashes today, I believe these are some Sheen or something like that, and then I'm using this Miss A Clear Lash Glue on top of my Maybelline Lash Sensational as per usual. So I'm just going to go ahead and pop that mascara on and then wait for that glue to dry and then put those on as well. I always pinch them together with my actual lash to make sure that there is a seamless blend and it looks natural. For concealer, I'm going in with the NYX Bear With Me and covering up any dark circles or redness on the face. Honestly, I used quite a bit of this, so I ended up just blending it out with a bigger brush because I knew I was going to be there forever if I just used that tiny brush. I did go back in with a little more concealer in order to make it even brighter and hide my dark circles with a smaller detail brush in order to make sure everything was really concealed and hidden. In order to set my face today, I'm using the RCMA translucent powder and just putting that everywhere where I have concealer or I see shininess. For bronzer today, I am using this e.l.f. in Forever Sunkissed and just going ahead and putting it on all of the outer portions of my face that need to be warmed up. For blush today, I'm using this ColourPop in Drop of a Hat and just really packing it on there because with such a colorful look, you want to make sure that your face does not just seem washed out. I am adding some light colored shadow to the bottom of my eye in order to bring down the color that I have on top before coating my lashes with some mascara. To really add to the bright colorful look, I'm using this NYX white liner in my waterline before I go in with my Anastasia Nicole Guerrero highlighter and highlight the high points of my face. For lips, I'm using this NYX in Dubai, I believe it is. I wanted to go with kind of a darker color just to kind of offset the bright color on my eyelid, and I honestly think that it worked pretty well. And this is everything I'm doing for this look, so definitely ignore the fact that the blue came off a little bit on my eyelid. I went back and fixed that after this little video clip that I took, but I just wanted you guys to see the blend and how I created it. And you know, using eyeshadow and face paint, I would say it turned out pretty well. Obviously not like P Louise, but I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.